Hello everyone, and welcome to this new course. Okay, so it's about making some practice, solving some practices, and yeah, so I've made some updates from the first practice. If you didn't watch it, so go and watch it. The link will be on the description down below. So yeah, let's get started. So this is the continuation of the previous practices. Okay. So I've made a change, this one over here. As you can see, there is the tab, okay? There is the first one and there is the second one. And I've made this through this function call that I've added at the beginning, okay? This one over here. I've put tab 1, column tab 2 equals st, that stands for streamlet, dot tabs, okay, first and second, okay. The first tab would rate our first tutorial, our first course, the first practices, and second one is about the second practices. As you can see, it's starting here, so here, over here. So this is the second tab. So let's get started. So on the fifth practice, it's about writing a program that would take two integers, okay, as an entry. Then the user would choose to subtract, add, divide, or multiply them together. Take in consideration the division by zero, okay? So here's the solution. As you can see, you can take time and write your own solution because there is many other solution and it's not the only one. So here's the solution. For example, I type 10 and let the other numbers 0. So the addition 10 plus 0 equals 10. 10 minus 0 equals 10. 10 multiplied by 0 equals 0. The result is here. So the division by 0 equals an error. So I've took into consideration division by 0. Okay. So let's make another example. For example, 5. The addition is 15. The subtraction is 5. Multiplication is 15. Is 50. Division is 2. So let's take a look at the code over here. So I have started by defining the functions that we are going to use. So there's addition equals lambda. If you are not familiar with lambda, uh, it's working the same thing with def, okay? But lambda is more practical than def. It's used for small functions because over here we are going to use only small functions. So I've used lambda and it's working the same way as Python, okay? So we are here working with Python, okay? So it took as a parameter x and y, and there's 2 points for the return. So it will return x plus y, and then there's subtraction lambda equals lambda. So the subtraction over here, this keyword will be a function, okay? And we will call it through parameters. So it's taking two parameters, x and y, same thing as the first one. And there is the return statement over here, x minus y. It will return x minus y. And there is the divide, the division, okay? So this is where I took this annotation over here, take in consideration division by 0. So I've made x in the column y as an entry, and there is x under y divided by y if y is different than 0, okay? If it's 0, and then we would return error, okay? And then there is the multiplication where it's equal to lambda x y x times y, okay? So yeah, this is how I've done those functions over here: the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and then division, okay? So and then after that I've put T1 and T2 as columns, okay? So the entry point over here, those two are columns, okay? In order for the user to enter his numbers, okay? So there is two, T1 and T2 equals st dot columns. This is streamlit library because we are going to use streamlit, not Python. As Python, we will put input, okay? So this with streamlit is a little bit different, but it's the same thing, okay? Because here we are going to display, it is a web application, okay? So it's not as Jupyter Notebook, it is a web application. So it is the final result, okay? So here I wrote T1 underscore T2, and then there's the columns, and then with T1, I wrote x equals sc dot number input. So this is the number input that stands for this one over here. So this is a number. We are going to input a number, and we can add and subtract from this number. We make addition, subtraction, and all that. Okay. So it's working just fine. So yeah. There is an input, and there is the x as an input, and then there is the y as the second input, the second number, and then there is st.write choose the operation. So this is over here. It's what for me this one over here, and yeah. So and then I've put a variable result equals to 0. I've made the variable called result to store the calculation on it. Okay, so all the calculation will be stored on this variable, and then after that I've put three columns. Okay, f1, f2, f3, and f4, in order to be displayed on the same row. Okay, I don't want it to be on this side. I want it to be on the same row. So it will be easier for the user to do what he wants, okay? So over here, as you can see, let's make it 10, 10, and addition, subtraction, multiplication. As you can see, it's more easier for the user to introduce his information, okay? You can add for you if you want to do a lot, if you want to do more work, you can put here the result of the addition. You can add the addition in here is followed by the result, okay? You can do that. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to put each under each column and each entry point over here. I want to put under it to display the result. And by the end, I just wanted to stick to this final product. Okay. So I've stored the result into 0, and then f1, f2, f3, f4 equal st.columns 1, 1, 1, 1. So they have all the same size. They have the same zone. Okay, no one is over the other one. As you can see here, it's 50-50. So here it's 25, 25, 25, 25, and all that is 100. Okay. So I've done that, and then I wrote with F1. I put the SD button on each row, okay, on each column, okay. So on the first column, I've put the first button, which is addition. So this one over here is the first one, and then the second one, subtraction, equal SD button, and it will automatically plot the bottom for you. It will put it on its place automatically. So there's second button, and there is the third button, and then there is the fourth button. Okay. So after that there is if addition. So I would check if there is an addition, because if there is an addition, it will return a true statement to this variable. Okay. And when there's a true statement on this variable, I would use it to put the result on this variable, okay? The variable that we initiated at the first, okay? So the result equals add. As you can see, we have declared over here add. There is lambda, this one over here. So I've called this function through this function called result equals add. under parentheses x and y, okay? And there is the subtraction, alif subtraction, and alif division is true, alif multiplication is true. So there is a whole statement over here. So the it would choose if there is any ST button that has been pushed down. So we would get a true statement, and when there is a true statement, so it would check through all the the statements, okay, to make one to get one result, final result, okay, and then at the end, I displayed the final result through this function called st.write. As you can see, there is the format function over here, and there is the result is, as I have explained on the previous video, uh, it would put the result like this, okay? Through a format. I didn't put it as it was, so I changed it to a string, and I put the result in it, okay? So yeah, this is the solution of the first practice. It was quite long. If you are not familiar with Lambda, maybe on the future I will do some videos about Lambda and how it's working. But it's a quite handy function, okay? It's quite handy and it's very useful and quick, okay? It will do a lot of things for you. For example, if you want to make some quick functions that you don't need too much on your code, so the lambda function will give you what you want, okay? There is not too much long functions. They are brief and they are uh, quite useful, okay? So now let's jump to the sixth practice. So this one is easy, okay? It's about writing an algorithm that will calculate the second degree function, okay? The result of the second degree function. So the user over here would, here is the solution. So the user would write the value of x, for example, 8, and then will write the value of c, for example, 6. So the result is 86. As you can see here, I've plotted differently. This one over here was with a string, okay? So if I make an addition, there is a string over here, as I've explained on the previous video. And there is over here as not string. This is a float number, okay? And here is the code. So how I've done that. So there is SDF, that stands for second degree function, okay? There is lambda, and there is the x, the parameters x and c, and it will return x times x plus 2 times x plus c. This is the second degree function, okay? So I wanted to make it that way. And then after that, I've wrote st.write. This line of code, here's the formula of the second degree. So this shouldn't be written over here. So let's change it, okay? Can change it all over here. Where is it? So it is over here. So I want over here to only display for you what you really need. So this is futility, this is explanation. So let's modify it, SDF. So let's remove it from here. Let's remove it from here. This is the code. Here it is. So now let's save it. And as you can see, it has been removed quickly, okay? And right after that, I've put NM, NM1 and NM2 for this entry point over here. So there is two columns. The client or the user would put two variables over here. So I've put it separately and I gave them the same length. As you can see, they are equal, okay? So with NM1, st dot number input, same thing as previous example. So x equals a number input, and then the second, the c variable equals number input. So, and after that, I have put the st dot write Here's the result. So I didn't use the format function. I've used directly under columns, okay? So I've used that and then call it the function. I didn't store the result, so because it is quick, okay? So I've called it directly and stored the result sent by the function, displayed it and didn't change its format. So that's why it is here green. So yeah, this is it for today. I hope you enjoy it. So I will put down below the link to this web application as well as the code if you are interested to check it. And I will update it because there is here over here there is the first and then there is the second. So it's going to be an update on the cloud. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching and bye bye.